Hello friends, today I am Nilesh Gaikwad. Explain the infection and types of infection. Infection, everyone experience about the infection. Infection may caused by the enter of bacteria, viruses, fungi, protozoan and some helminthes on or inside the body of human to develop a disease condition or ill condition known as a infection, and such infection caused by mainly pathogenic microorganism, and they cross the barrier of innate immunity and adaptive immunity and develop the colonization on or inside the body, either production of toxin or either production of enzyme, or either they due to the production of toxin and due to the production of enzyme they destroy the tissue and cause a infection. Then definition of infection, it is the lodgement, multiplication and colonization of pathogenic microorganism on or in the tissue of a host known as a infection. Infection, it is a process of pathogenic microorganism in which they multiply, they enter various route, either digestive tract or other than the digestive tract, and where their target specific, every microorganism are the target specific, means they act on the specific cell or specific tissue, or they sometimes some microorganism infect the entire body like the systematic way, and some microorganism only infect at specific location on the site, called as a localized infection. The infection may be the pathogenic microorganism invade the host body to develop a disease or ill condition. Then how we can say that the infection is occur? By two terms are used for the infection. One is the latency period and another one is the incubation period. Means as a enter of pathogenic microorganism inside the body, that the body does not produce immediate sign and symptoms. They require some time period, and they are expressed in the form of latency period and incubation period. The time between infection agent and one set of infection is known as a latency period, and incubation period, the time between infection and one set of infection, means when pathogenic microorganism grow or go inside the body or on the body, they require some time period for establishment in on or inside that tissue, and after establishment they produce the different type of aggressive factor on that region, and body produce against that pathogenic microorganism some symptoms, and that requires some time period, and such time period known as a incubation period of infectious microorganism. According to the appearance of symptom, infection are apparent infection and inapparent infection, or clinical or silent infection and latent infection. According to the symptom, apparent infection means an infection that produce symptoms is an apparent infection, means whatever the uh, uh, microorganism cause infection, in that infection body produce symptoms, and in apparent or subclinical or silent, an infection that is active, means microorganism grow inside or on the body but they does not show the noticeable symptom, known as a inapparent infection or silent infection. Latent infection is known as an infection that is inactive or dormant, means the infectious microorganism present in a dormant stage, not multiply. They are present in dormant stage in or outside the body, and which is called as a latent infection. These infectious agent may be the bacteria, fungi, protozoan, viruses, and worms. And then types of infection. Primary infection. Initial infection with a pathogenic microorganism in a host known as a primary infection. Means the first infection, when first microorganism enter inside the host body and develop a ill condition known as a primary infection. Mostly such infection, the example of infection is the skin infection, pre-infection, a second infection that followed recovery from a previous infection by the same causative agent in a same individual known as a reinfection. Means suppose a person infected for first they infected with the salmonella typhi infection, and after after infection they recover from that infection again from 2 to the 6 month again when they the salmonella typhi, when they contaminated water or contaminated food eaten, and at that time the typhoid bacillus, salmonella typhoid bacilli enter in that same individual again in next time. At that time the again typhoid infection occur, means the that infection known as a reinfection, same pathogen in same individual in after recovery of that person. Then cross infection, when a patient already suffering from a disease, a new infection is set up from another host or another external source is known as a cross infection. Means when healthy person contact with the contact with the disease person, at that time when they exchange their utensil or when they cough or sneeze, at that time exchange of disease from healthy person to the disease healthy from diseased person to the healthy person, that type of infection known as a cross infection. And such infection mainly occur in hospital or mainly occur due to the uses of unsterilized use of surgical instrument or other therapeutical instrument. And they divided into the two types: nosocomial infection, the infection which occur in a hospital known as a nosocomial infection. And for example, such infection are the UTI infection, urinary tract infection, respiratory system infection. Iatrogenic infection, the infection which acquire through the surgical instrument or therapeutic or other procedures known as a iatrogenic infection. Means whatever the surgical instrument or needle, they are unsterile needle, or when inject the needles, the skin is not sterilized or disinfect. At that time, more chances to get the infection. Such type of infection known as a iatrogenic infection, means the infection caused by the surgical instrument or any instrument which detect the internal organ or which can the body. And when such instrument are contaminated or not well sterilized, at that time chances get to the infection. For example, muscle sepsis caused by the unsterilized equipment when used. The question is arise how to prevent such infection. By simple hygienic condition we can, after improving hygienic condition we prevent the disease, because prevention is better than the cure. Most prevention of infection is the washing of hand with soap and water thoroughly and frequently, covering your nose and mouth when you sneeze or cough, disinfect frequently touch surface in your home and workplace, avoid contact with the sick people, not drink or swimming in contaminated water supply, not eat or drink food and beverages prepared by the people who are sick, get vaccinated regularly, take the vaccine, and stay home if you have sign and symptoms of infection. Thank you for listening the presentation.